guys, I know for myself, we're tired of losing. This organization wants to be consistent. We want to be in the hunt for the playoffs and then have an opportunity to win the division and get that lottery ticket to play in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So that's our goals, like every team, the other 31 teams in the National Football League. But I think this team is hungry to really prove what we did in the last 9 games, especially that last month, wasn't a fluke.
All right, that is Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce wanting to fire up Raider Nation as they look forward to a new season. Well, there's a lot of work to do, but he's confident in his coaches and players. Obviously, now there are some positive takeaways following the first preseason game in Minnesota, but work continues tonight. The Silver and Black taking on the Dallas Cowboys, preseason game number 2 of 3. It's the first home game this season. Ron Futrell now joins us inside Allegiant Stadium a few hours before kickoff. Everybody kind of waiting outside to get in there. Ron, how you doing tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's hot and windy outside. Nice and cool here inside as we're getting ready for this matchup against the Cowboys. About 3 hours away from kickoff, 7 p.m. tonight is when they're going to kick it off. Expecting a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans here, okay, as you know how that routine goes with the Raiders. But a lot of Cowboy fans expected here tonight for this preseason game, as you said, number 2. The matchup tonight to look for is the quarterbacks and what's going to happen here with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. The game at Minnesota in preseason game number 1, each played a half, each performed well. The Raiders were leading 20-7 at halftime. They ended up losing that game, but I think Coach Pierce was happy with what he saw with the 2 quarterbacks in that first matchup. Today, each quarterback is going to play also another quarter in this game. So number 12, Aiden O'Connell, number 15, Gardner Minshew, will both get a chance to play tonight. We'll see what they can do. That's sort of interesting. I like that idea with preseason games that you've got guys potentially who could be the starting quarterback. One of the 2 will be the starting quarterback to start the season for the Raiders September 8th when they play at the LA Chargers. And we're going to get to see them in a preseason game. That's sort of unique. I like that idea of Antonio Pierce having some of the starters play. We saw Max Crosby play in that quarter, in that opening game against Minnesota. Now the Raiders have this matchup, of course, tonight against the Cowboys. Then they've got on Friday of next week, they're going to have the San Francisco 49ers also here at Allegiant Stadium. That's going to be, okay, that's the old Bay Area rivalry. So even though that'll be a preseason game, so preseason, I put that in air quotes, so to speak, it'll be a great matchup between 2 Bay Area teams here. They've had their battles certainly in the past. So looking forward to that. But tonight, okay, we got the Cowboys and the Raiders kicking off here at 7 p.m. tonight at Allegiant Stadium. I don't know, it probably won't be a full house, but it'll be close to it. And I'm guessing there'll be a lot of blue with the Dallas Cowboys in town. Chris?
Hey, Ron, you know one thing, you talk about the 2 quarterbacks, and it was Aiden O'Connell who got the start against Minnesota, then Minshew came in the second. Tonight we're anticipating that Minshew will get the start to start the game, and then Aiden O'Connell comes in that second. But what you have 2 quarterbacks still battling for a position in a preseason game. I guess that's good for the fans who want to come see a preseason game and see the stars, but it's bad because you still don't have a starter.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's the good and the bad on that, but it is what it is. Let's go there for a moment. Let's put another quote out. It is what it is, and they're having to deal with that tonight. And I'm leaning a little bit towards at this point, even though Antonio Pierce wouldn't commit to either one. I think Gardner Minshew did look a little bit better in that first preseason game against Minnesota. He threw the deep ball. He was able to go deep, and that's key certainly when you have a Davante Adams on your team. You got to get somebody who could throw downfield. Now the 2 tight ends, Brock Bowers played very well. We've got a couple of tight ends on this team that are going to probably go with the 2 tight end offense, 2 very talented tight ends. So we'll see. And that's relatively short passes to those 2 guys. But Brock Bowers, watch him closely. The recruit, the number 1 guy, the guy that they got from Georgia as the number 1 draft pick for this team. He can also double. He's quick enough to sort of double as a wide receiver, so he can bolt downfield quite a bit as well. So will be fun to watch those things and what happens here tonight, and the quarterback battle, put that quotes as well, between these 2 guys to see how they perform. So Chris, should be fun. Okay, you got to get the show done there in the studio and get out here to, they're not going to start the game until you get here, Chris. Hey, you got to hurry up and get here to the game. That right. 7 p.m. kickoff.
I got one more quick question for you. Any truth to the rumors that you're lighting the torch tonight?
Oh, no truth to that rumors. And I'm not playing the national anthem on the guitar either. Neither one of those things am I doing tonight. They're going to save that at some point to you with the torch back there, the Al Davis torch behind me, to light it up. But they're going to light it up here tonight. Either way, it's going to be lit up here tonight at Allegiant Stadium, Chris.